What's going on, guys? My name is Tristan, the CEO and founder of the Crypto Lab, and this right here is Kareem. He's the co-founder, and not to mention he's my cousin as well, and we've decided to team up and come together and deliver you the best that we could possibly provide: news, content, and all things of that nature concerning cryptocurrency. Now, I do want to put this disclaimer in there, and it's a very, very simple one. No risk at all. Please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share all our videos. If you did it in the past before with another video, well, you could do it again. This being our first video and the intro to the Crypto Lab Academy YouTube channel. Follow us on this journey and learn all things, all the tips, the tricks it is that we could provide to you. I mean, this is gonna be a whirlwind, but I will say this: Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is here to stay. So thank you for joining us on our journey. Hope to see you at the next video. What is going on, guys? Today is October 27th of 2020. Now, we have some interesting stuff in the news. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrency prices. We're also going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin, a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis. Twitter, there is some big news on Twitter right now regarding Ethereum 2.0. And also, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency going mainstream and Kanye West on the Joe Rogan Experience. So let's get right into it. Currently, at the recording of this video, Bitcoin still sitting at the #1 spot at $13,602. Wow, that is a huge move. I mean, considering the fact that just last week or a couple weeks back, October 10th, we were sitting at around like 10,000 and change. Wow, this is really big for Bitcoin. Nonetheless, that means that we have a lot to look forward to. Let's move right along to the price of Ethereum as well too, because that is a big mover within the cryptocurrency space. Currently trading at 408. Yesterday, I remember the price being at around 380. So that is huge. All right, so let's do a little bit of Bitcoin technical analysis. So you'll see over here that I drew these trend lines, and these trend lines, well, Bitcoin was in this symmetrical triangle pattern. Now, notice something very interesting here. Actually, let me pull it out to the daily. As a matter, yeah, daily works fine. Notice something. We were trapped in this trend and this symmetrical triangle, excuse me. And what we find interesting is looking over here at the VPVR. Let me go ahead and highlight that for you. The volume literally drops off. Like it's like being in the clouds right now, where it's just thin air above us. You'll notice that previously, when we were trading below subpar, sub 11,000 all the way to 10,000. The volume was really, this was a very volume controlled area, so to speak, volume traded area rather. And the point of control being 9,300, 9,400. That's where the majority of our trading volume is. Now, here we are in October, and there is, like, again, thin air above us. This is big for Bitcoin, meaning that if we break this orange line up above here, that's the monthly resistance. I marked it out. Just going back, actually, let me go ahead. Actually, you can see it on the daily as well. No need for me to drag it out any further. But you'll notice here, I already circled the points. The last time we hit 3,800 and change was way back when, in June 2019, when we had that huge run up and then a correction, right? You can see that right here in the price. The price ran up, and then after that corrected downwards, hence going back into this zone, which was Corona crash, and now we're back up here. Now, also, I want to point out the weekly. The saying goes, don't zoom out, or don't freak out, zoom out. Now, that's what we're doing today. Wow, that is not what I want to do. Let me go ahead and delete these circles really quickly. It's pretty messy. All right, so what we'll notice right here is that this white line is a previous weekly resistance line, right? And the last time we got up to this point was in August, this past August, and the last time we closed above this point was right here, way back here in December, November of 2017. That's the last time we closed above this white line. Now, what I want to draw your attention to is this past week. Again, this is a weekly candle. We have closed above that. Congratulations to Bitcoin, all you Bitcoin holders. This is the beginning of the bull market. This hasn't happened since 2017. Here we are 3 years later in 2020, and boom, it finally happened. And again, we're running into monthly resistance. Now, price predictions, price predictions, price predictions. Okay, so the most realistic thing, Bitcoin has to cool down. Let me actually scale this down to the daily time frame. Bitcoin at some point or another has to cool down. And we have a number of scenarios that we're working with right here. Okay, so let me go ahead and delete that circle. Bitcoin could potentially run up to this resistance area, hit it, and then at that correct itself back down, which would be approximately, let's see, a 13% correction. This is not, impossible. This is very normal in a bull market. I mean, Bitcoin has done this in the past before. You could even see in past history. Let me go ahead and show you how it's done. So we'll go back to May 19th, 2019. We ran up right up until this point, and then we corrected about 18%. Again, we did the same thing back in 2019 of June. We ran up again to our target of 13,800 and corrected all the way down to 34%. Now that led to the, little sideways price action, if you could call it that, right? So going back to, our scenarios that we have here, we can see the price of Bitcoin potentially hit this resistance, come back down here for 13% retracement, and then go much higher, or which is a super parabolic case, is that we close above this 13,000 mark, consolidate here, or bounce off it. This resistance will then become or be flipped support, and then we go much higher onto price targets of 14,000, 16,000, and our all-time high of $20,000. Again, this is not too far-fetched. If we go ahead and draw our Fibonacci retracement line, historically from our all-time high back in 2017, we draw from our all-time high back to the recent low, which is the Corona crash of 2019 or 2020. We'll notice that, wow, very interesting actually. Our resistance point lines up perfectly with the golden ratio, this 65%, 61% golden ratio. Now, a close above this will be super bullish. The reason why I say that, well, again, there is no overhead resistance. So we could quickly see Bitcoin do a huge parabolic move from 13,800 all the way up to about 16,000 and not looking back, going all the way to our all-time highs once again. So this is the bullish scenario, but again, it's always helpful to see pullbacks in a market. We don't want to see this thing go straight up and come straight back down, right? So that is the Bitcoin technical analysis. Now, moving right along, I want to draw your attention to what quantum stat. I came across this tweet by John Walpert. And he says this: Quantum Stat says Ethereum 2.0 is ready for launch, according to Decrypt. Now, let's go ahead and open up this article because this is huge. If you don't know, Ethereum 2.0 is moving from the proof of work concept over to the proof of stake concept, right? Meaning that you can then lock up your tokens, or your ETH rather, and earn interest on them, right? So let's go ahead and get right into it. Quantum Stat says Ethereum 2.0 is ready for launch. Now, shout out to Vitalik Buterin. He's from Toronto, just like myself. Shout out Toronto, North York, Ontario, Canada. We're here. But yeah, in brief, Ethereum 2.0 is nearly ready for launch according to smart contract auditing company Quantum Stamp. Quantum Stamp has completed their audit of Teku. Yada, yada, yada. Let's move right along. Now, you may be wondering what exactly is Ethereum 2.0. If you're new to this channel, this is something you want to keep in the back of your mind. So Ethereum 2.0, excuse me, essentially it's a long updated network for Ethereum. It aims at addressing scalability, security, and switching to the proof of stake, as I mentioned earlier, right? So here's my 2 cents on this. This is the reason why I believe Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin in this upcoming cycle. The reason being is because of a number of reasons. First one being the staking, proof of stake, right? I mentioned earlier that you could lock up 32 at minimum, 32 ETH tokens, and they'll be earning interest. Now, imagine if, I don't know, say a good majority, 50% of the Ethereum ecospace, or holders for that matter, if they go ahead and lock up their tokens, that takes away from the supply of Ethereum. increasing the demand, right? So you're taking supply out, you're locking it up, and now these individuals are earning interest, which is going to drive up price. So that's supply and demand 101 right there, right? The second thing is this. Ethereum is the host, is the governing body of DeFi. Now, if you don't know what DeFi is, we'll have a video later on that. But if you don't know what DeFi is essentially decentralized finance. And we've seen earlier this year that DeFi did quite a number on the market. I mean, in a sense where it's went parabolic, and now we've seen a correction, which is normal. But Ethereum hosts all of these DeFi projects, which then in turn makes Ethereum Ethereum will then get a piece of the pie, is what I'm getting at, right? So in Ethereum getting a piece of the pie, you know, it will drive up price even more because of DeFi, because they're a governing body. Make sure, if you like this video, go ahead, click that like box, click the bell to get our latest notifications, and also subscribe, share, do what it is you got to do. So Kanye West was on the Joe Rogan Experience. Now this is huge. Bitcoin is going mainstream again, whether you like it or not. Not only are we seeing corporations, institutions, banks get into the cryptocurrency space, but we're also seeing celebrities talk about it right now. Joe Rogan, as you know, he has about 9.86 million subscribers. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say half of them watch it. So let's just say 4.5 million people watch this video, right? 4.5 million people have just been exposed to the name Bitcoin. Now that is what you call raising awareness. This is why I'm so bullish. Not only that, but we're seeing this time and time again. Let's go ahead, play this clip. Listen carefully.
Jack Dorsey decentralized Twitter 2 months before it really hit because he was talking to the Bitcoin guys. And these are guys that really have a perspective on what the true liberation of America and humanity will be. These guys, a lot of specifically these guys, but a lot of the tech guys were able to use the new highways, the new information highways, and create the next frontier of our existence. While the powers of our political system are still anchoring on electoral college, which was based around slavery.
Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure, again, to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for all our post notifications. Cryptocurrency is here to stay, and I hope you're on the rocket with us to ride it straight to the moon. I'll catch you later.